My note. Okay, so this is Wonder is about August or Augie Pullman, a 10-year-old boy living in New York City who's born with a facial deformity that has made it difficult for him to make friends. He lives with his parents, his older sister Via, and his dog Daisy. Now, um, Wonder's been out for a few weeks, but I said I've been hearing good reviews about this movie, and then I said the reviews seem to be so good that I need to go see this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably not going to do well as far as views because it's old news now, but I still wanted to talk about it because
The thing about a movie review is there is no time limit on the review. News is one thing, but reviews have no time limit.
that's true. That's kind of true. Hopefully this does okay. But
Yeah, we're talking about The Last Jedi. It's going to be
but
fine.
I ever since the trailer came out for this movie a few months ago, since we've been doing this show, I've been talking a little bit of trash about this movie because I thought it looked a little too sweet, a little too corny, a little too I don't know. It just looked really syrupy, I think, is what it looked like. And it looked like it was going to be one of those cheap movies that were cheap and played off your emotions and stuff like that, that I found cruel a little bit. And
Uh-huh.
that was not the case with this movie. This movie was actually really well directed. Uh, we had talked about the director a few episodes ago. There's another movie uh, that he picked up was picked up for directing, and I don't recall what it was off the top of my head. But anyways, uh, I'm looking forward to seeing whatever his next project is because he did a very great job at this movie. This movie's rated PG, so it is still very much a family movie,
Of
but
course, of course.
it's a family movie that everyone will enjoy. Um,
It
it's
doesn't it doesn't feel like what am I trying to say? It doesn't feel like one of those movies you dig into the bin at like your local Walmart and find like a Christian film kind of thing.
right.
It doesn't feel like that.
Right. The one that I compared it to was something I don't even remember. It was the one with Jennifer Garner in it. I kept comparing it to like the Heaven or Heaven is Real or something like that. I can't remember what that movie was
No, no,
called.
no, no. No, I think I know the one you're talking about.
Well, yeah,
Evidence for Real was the little boy.
right. But the
This
one,
one was about a girl falling out of a tree and hitting, like, knocking something loose and it cured the cancer or something.
yeah, well, Miracles from Heaven, Miracles from Heaven.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
And there was also another one that she did, The Odd Life of Timothy Green, that I thought it had too many, and from the trailer that it looked too much like, which was a terrible movie. But this one was not a terrible movie. This one was well acted. I loved the relationship between Owen Wilson and Julia Roberts as the parents. I mean, the whole relationship with everybody around Augie's character, from his sister to the kids in school to his parents. The relation you and what's really neat about this movie is that you see everybody's perspective of how Augie's um, situation
Unique.
affects them.
It doesn't pull on your heartstrings. They're actually people. They actually showing you this is what it's like to raise a boy like this.
Yes,
And it's like there are hard days for everyone involved.
right.
You just have to push for them and wait for another good day.
Because
They
Augie,
don't.
in Augie's world, this is everything is seems to be the end of the world for him. Like this, him having to go out. This is his first time actually going to school to a public school. He's been homeschooled his whole life, and his mother wanted to send him to a middle school for his first year in middle school.
Mhm.
So you see how those years of homeschooling affected him socially, and you see how it affected his parents' relationship and how much they had to give up to take care of Augie all those years. And you
Mhm.
see how it's affected his sister, who feels like she's no longer her parents' child. She just feels like she's just there, and that all the attention has gone to Augie all these years.
Mhm.
And it's interesting how that affected her and her
And you know,
relationship with other people. How she felt
and,
like she has to hide things. I mean, it was a really really interesting story.
yeah, and that's and what made it probably why you enjoyed it more because it felt realistic.
Right.
There would be jealousy from a sibling that feels like, well, since this one's getting all the attention, what about me? It didn't, and it doesn't feel like she's coming off as selfish neither because she's right. I'm their child too.
Right.
You just can't focus only on him. I'm your child too, kind of thing.
And this movie also has a subtle message on bullying, which is really well put together. Because I always talk about on here how I don't like a lot of movies with overly preachy messages where it's like overly obvious. Where this one, it does it in a really neat way by going to you see things from the bully's perspective, you see it from his friend's perspective, which is people that are trying to make friends with Augie, and he just doesn't trust them to actually be there for him whenever he needs them and stuff like that. It's really well put together. Yes. So, this was probably one of the better family movies that I've seen. It's not Coco level yet, but for a subtle surprise. Yes, well, I will admit I did cry a little bit in this movie. There's some very well earned tears, which is like I said, it was very well earned. But still, it wasn't at the Coco level, I'd say. But still, if I were to give a rating for this movie, it is 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. All right, there it is.
Yeah. So, this has been a good end of the year. We haven't had to give anything. We haven't had to trash any movies the last few weeks, which is cool. Now,
it's a good thing when we don't have to trash movies.
Yes, this is a good time to be a movie reviewer. Right now,
we have reached that sweet spot.
We will,
and then they make you pay in January.
Yes, January.
January is that time of the year where it makes you go, remember all that good you saw?
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna have to earn this credential now.
All right.